Welcome back, guys, to Mass Effect Andromeda, where on Aya we are our most diplomatic, as we have to sort out and buy a lot of things for our colonies, as well as get people over to the nexus of the Angaran species, etc, etc. Plus we got two loyalty kind of things leading us here as well. So much to do, and who knows who I've got to speak to at each point in time. Well, agricultural scientist, I reckon I have to speak to you, don't I?
Weird question. You don't have any Kiloa seeds, do you?
Yes, I do. Need some?
Yes, I do. Thank you. We're just going to basically buy everything we need for other outposts at this point, but I can't jump over there. How disappointing. Right, Hellrule, it seems I have to speak to you. Do you want to come to our Nexus?
You're one of Ambassador Riala's candidates to live on the Nexus.
I am. Glad you finally showed up. Let's get down to it. I've lived my whole life wanting to meet aliens who didn't want me dead. But my family's here. How can I stay in touch with them from the Nexus?
Well, that is up to you, really. You can use technology, that's the main thing. But you could also shuttle over once we sort everything out.
You can send messages, talk to them on the comm. We'll even arrange a visit.
You get it. Alright. I'm in.
We're not trying to force you to have a way, which I think is what you were worried about. Trying to sort other things out. Well, Vetra's just hanging out here by the look of it. Zanin Gil, are you just a shop owner?
I'm not selling to aliens.
Thank you. That was kind. Right, general goods merchant. I think in this main square we're not looking for many quests by the look of it then. No, stop taking me there. Yes, it's onwards from here we need to go. So let's sort some more stuff out for us, eh? Someone in this corner, I'd have to say, maybe? No? Down here? Where am I going, really? Ah, an aqueduct engineer.
Do you work on water filtration here?
I designed the system for it.
Can you sell me an ionic filter? My people need it on Eladin.
If they're tough enough for Eladin, they deserve help. Here.
Hey, thank you. It still costs money. Well, I guess trade is kind of the basics of diplomacy. Work towards a healthy trading relationship and go from there. So, oh, that mission I'm seeing all there, the marker, is Melixus all the way back. Don't just follow everything willy-nilly. I like how that person doesn't really want more humans around, but likes the Asari. I like the colour blue. Oh, because your skin colour relates. Yes. Well, it makes sense in ways. Resistance needs volunteers, of course. But everything else is now in the next section. You still hanging out at every bar in the galaxy? That's fine by me. But at least you and Liam can get on a little bit. Hello, Sorvis Len.
I can't work under these conditions. What does it take to be left alone?
I don't know, simmer down.
He's off. I'm here to help. You reported that someone in the Resistance threatened you. Tell me exactly what happened.
I didn't know Riala was sending the Pathfinder. I deserve no less, of course. I was measuring the photonic dispersal from the canopies when some random brute interrupted me. I asked him to move, and he got nasty. Said it was my fault his friend was dead. Ridiculous.
That's a weird thing to say. How'd he threaten you?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it was the big gun he was carrying? He got right up in my face and compared me to a cat. He wanted to kill me. I could see it in his eyes. The whole conversation made no sense. I think he was inebriated.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but dial it down. We're guests here.
Exactly. We shouldn't have to put up with this. When he left, I tagged him with infrared dye from my sample kit. Invisible to the naked eye, but not to a scanner.
I'll scan people around the Resistance headquarters, see if I find him.
You're supposed to represent our interests on Aya. Go, represent. I have work to do.
Yeah, you're a bit of a jerk though, so I'm probably going to have to sort that out. But that seems a lot further on than here. Check the map again, figure out where we're going, because in that chamber there is a ton of people, probably. Other things to buy? Or people to move on?
We got word from
This museum exhibit here. Ah, we're in the museum proper then.
We got another remnant piece.
Pathfinder, did you make it to Hervarl?
I found this Angaran helmet. Does it mean anything to you?
This is a pre-Dark Age design. Do you see the black marks? The Scourge targeted this pilot's ship. Stars, it's perfectly preserved. I can almost imagine the pilot. He must have been so afraid. I've never seen one of these intact. Do you know how rare this is? I can't even begin to repay you.
If it helps you piece your history together, that's all I need.
It does help. You have no idea how much. You know, Pathfinder, this gets me thinking. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't even know that helmet existed. What if that's not all we're missing? There could be a wealth of history just out of our reach. So, I'm requesting your help again.
Just tell me what I need to do.
I've led digs on every Angaran homeworld, but there are places I've missed, areas only a Pathfinder could go. There could be relics sitting untouched for centuries because no one could reach them. What I ask is this: if you ever find yourself in an area like that, you keep an eye out for artifacts.
That's it?
That's it. Keep me in mind as you explore and bring me anything of interest.
It'd help if I knew where to look.
The worlds we've inhabited are Vold, Kadara, and Eladin. I've searched them all, but each had obstacles preventing me from looking everywhere.
A few hidden relics coming up.
I don't know what I'd do without you. I'll be here if you find anything. Good luck.
You said the helmet was touched by the Scourge? What does that mean?
I forget your people weren't around for that. When the Scourge appeared, it targeted remnant ships, broke down their technology. With the drive cores disabled...
The ships crashed.
But that may not be all. The Scourge leaves a mark on whatever it touches. If it touched this helmet, perhaps the pilot was the target. There may be remnant tech inside the helmet.
Or in the pilot.
Storms. I hadn't even thought of that.
Well, that's crazy.
Any insight you can give me on the remnant tech?
We don't know much. To our understanding, it's always been here. Stars. I would love to be the one to solve that mystery.
I'll come back when I have something.
Stars guide your travels.
It took us that long, but we probably could have done that a lot earlier, that's for sure. But we found some information that I would not have expected. More about the Scourge is really good. Well, where's PB? She's got to be in here, after all. I imagine that's you. Well, I can't get in front of you to talk.
Getting acquainted with our new neighbors? Sort of. All this stuff. The Angara sure do have a rich culture and blah, blah, blah. You're sauced, aren't you? What's your poison?
I visited that cafe the Angara consider a bar. Asked for their hardest stuff. It was weird, which I like, but had almost no punch. Lightweight. Whoa.
Steady now?
That stuff must have a slow absorption rate. Whoops. Oh, writer. It's just... This museum reminds me of being on Haitiana during my indentured service as a student. They even have a whole section on the Remnant. I didn't come to Andromeda to follow in someone else's footsteps.
Don't worry, PB. The Angara barely have a foothold. Sure, they live among the ruins, but they haven't seen what we've already seen.
You might have a point there. Bet nobody here has ever outrun an ancient vault purification field, huh?
Nope.
Or spat in that Archon's ugly mug and lived to talk about it? That was nice work, by the way.
Thank you.
You're right. Not sure why, but ever since I packed up my apartment on the Nexus, something's crawled under my skin. But whatever it is, I promise, I'll get over it lickety-split.
Be sure you do. You're a handful, even sober.
You can handle me, Ryder, whenever you want. Think I'll stay in your operation a little while longer.
Okay then. Well, we'll let you learn some more while you just be very, very sozzled. In the meantime, I'll speak to Yeralt, it seems. Handle it anytime she wants. Oh, we've already got an email, so obviously we've moved on with the quest.
Pathfinder, Ambassador Riala didn't think you'd have time for me.
She said you needed to talk before agreeing to live on the Nexus.
This is the opportunity of a lifetime. I'm an anthropologist, but I've only ever studied my own people. I've heard the Nexus is home to multiple species and cultures. It will be fascinating and possibly dangerous. Bacteria, viruses, other contaminants. My family worries about me. Are you sure I'll be safe?
We'll take every precaution, but entering an alien environment is always a risk.
I appreciate your honesty, and so will my family. I'll convince them to let me go. Thank you.
Not everything is just easy. But this is studying us, because the Blasto's there, the cereal, some whiskey or some cologne, I'm not sure. Helmets, a football, the whatnot. The important things in life, the football, you know. Well, there's still one more quest here. The Moshai is over this way. Is that down here?
If that should have come to me.
Shh, Akksul, I'm all right.
You almost died. What's she doing here?
Relax, I was invited.
So it's true. Aya has opened its doors to outsiders.
Akksul, Ryder rescued me from the Ket. She risked her life to...
Sloane Kelly saved Kadara. Look how that went.
I want to be allies, equal allies.
You don't even treat your own equally. Isn't that why the Krogan left?
How did you?
I've been watching you. You're invaders just like the Ket, except less cautious.
What does that mean?
You'll know soon enough. Do not trust them, Chauvin.
Akksul... He didn't used to be like this. He was curious, brilliant. But the Ket, even without exaltation, they change us.
There's still time to bring him around.
I want to believe that, but his hatred towards aliens...
I'll prove we can be trusted.
I hope so.
Ryder, we just received an emergency recording from EOS. Come to the meeting room when you get back to the Tempest.
Why did speaking to the Moshai lead to that? Please tell me he's not attacking. Right, after years of staring at these vault plans, so much of it still remains a mystery. Not that we haven't tried. Still, after what happened, maybe it's best to leave the vault alone now. We've spent so long on Aya striving to learn what we can about the Remnant and their amazing constructs. I see our future in these Remnant plans. Call it intuition, scientific intuition if you will, but I marked it down here for posterity. We'll see what unfolds. I was about to say, there must be some stuff to scan down here. Vault plans for Aya. Consoles that they've lifted directly? Not so sure that makes a lot of sense. What if we need to use something there? The question isn't how the Ket genetically modifies, but why. If exaltation is their reproductive process, reproductive is definitely how you pronounce that, Ket are a model of inefficiency. If they can transform one life form into something so radically different, then surely the Ket must also be capable of creating clones. Wouldn't that provide more satisfactory results, especially for such a xenophobic culture? The goal of incorporating useful genetic material from other species into baseline Ket genetic material doesn't fully explain the level of effort they expend. Exaltation is a lengthy and labour-intensive activity. What I witnessed at the facility didn't feel like mass production, it was almost religious. There's so much about our enemy I need to understand. It's just like another different form of like insidious indoctrination. It's the main theme of Mass Effect, even though of course the original trilogy of Mass Effect didn't go far enough with it. Let's put it that way, eh? Right, so, map this time. Everything now is leading down that path. So if I head out this door and head on down to the left, we should get to where we need to be. You enjoy scholaring up over here. And then we'll wonder if there isn't anything we should already be scanning. Because we are at Resistance HQ, aren't we? Alright, so there must be some stuff up above, but there's also some stuff down below. Where's Mr. Fretner, I wonder?
Sam, what's this?
The decontamination console for visitors to the med center. Touch the start pad to use it.
Okay.
Sam, is this thing safe?
Yes. The slight ringing in your ears is nothing to worry about.
Well, we found Ljeta.
Very reassuring.
That does not look fun. Whatever that is.
You're not supposed to be here.
Ljeta, you're tough to track down.
How do you know my name? What do you want?
Rorik was worried about you. He sent me to give you this cryo bracelet.
I don't want it. Take it away. I want nothing to do with Rorik. With any of you.
You've been through a lot, haven't you?
You wouldn't want to hear about it.
Try me.
I was dumped by scavengers. Outsiders who left me for dead. I thought I could come to Aya and feel safe with my people. Forget what happened. And now you're here. Seems like no matter where I go, I can't escape outsiders. All of you need to just go away and leave me alone.
You were jumped by scavengers?
On Eladon. They said they had salvage to sell. I was stupid enough to follow them. Once we were alone, they attacked. Left me for dead. Took my ship and flew off-world.
How did you get back?
I walked 3 hours on the dunes with a few broken ribs. Rode back to Kadara with another salvager.
I thought Aya wouldn't take anyone from Kadara.
They don't. I told them what happened and they welcomed me. Ephra took me in. He says I'm a fighter. Resistance material. I spent so long wanting more than what Angara worlds could give me. I was wrong.
You can't lose faith. Some of those outsiders care about you.
Like who?
Rorik, for one. He sent me to find you, didn't he?
You went to a lot of trouble for someone you didn't know. Why?
Lots of us are trying to bring some good to Helios. Like Rorik. Like me.
Rorik. I should have known he'd be worried about me. Can I see that bracelet again? He actually made it.
He said you can use it to visit him again.
It'll take me some time, but I think I can do that. I know Rorik. He'd blame himself if he knew what happened. It would be better if he didn't know the truth. It's your choice, but think about it.
I don't mind finding these guys and kind of, yeah, exacting your revenge, but it's your revenge, isn't it? Worried couples, an assistant medic here. We're speaking to you, are we?
My people on Kadara are fighting a bacterial infection. Do you have antibiotics?
Of course. Will this do?
Hey, hey, hey! Everyone's just quite willing to trade. Right, that should be every task done in here, yes? But there's one more quest to do with a Resistance member hidden well inside. But I am allowed access to all. So why are you so stressy, you?
Good to see you.
I detect the infrared dye Sorvis Len used to mark the person who threatened him.
I could use a workout.
Right then, Jarin Shek.
I know why you're here. The botanist. You want an apology for what I said to him.
I only have one side of the story. Tell me yours.
It's hard to explain.
Try me?
Aya isn't big enough to give everyone a home. We each live here a short time and then move on. For someone to come, another must go. The exchanges are chosen at random. We call this arrangement the Vassal, time of change. It worked well, until now.
The Vassal never accounted for outsiders living on Aya.
There's only so much room. When our leaders agreed to make a place for your people here, it came with a cost. My friend won a place on Aya, but he sold that slot so one of you could stay here instead.
Sold it how? What did he get?
Comforts for his family, resources to improve their home on Haval. He always put others before himself. That's how he died, fighting Ket on Vold. When I found out, I was angry. Said things to your botanist I shouldn't have, but I'd never hurt your people.
I believe you, and I'm sorry for your loss. Between us, that botanist is kind of a jerk.
He didn't fear my anger. I respect that.
I'll talk to our ambassador, see if we can minimize our impact on your Vassal.
We don't expect things to be easy. Only that you understand, nothing is free for us.
I kind of guessed the fact that the other side of this would be a lot more reasonable. And Mr. Guy with a big gun was more reasonable than Guy with a big brain. And this sense, one is lacking, well, I know it's a multicultural universe in terms of multi-species, but if I say the term as it relates to us, one is missing a bit of humanity. And that's pretty much where the problem lies. Anger will happen, especially with stuff like this, but of course we didn't know that, you know, there would be this kind of exchange of populace. I mean, I didn't know. Alright then, and I've actually managed to navigate myself back to here without any issue whatsoever, so let's speak about our issues.
Go Vajon, Pathfinder. I've been practicing the language. Any news on what happened to Sorvis Len?
Do you know about the Vassal? The Angaran lottery that decides who gets to live on Aya.
I've heard of it. Why?
Angara are selling their slots to come here so our people can stay in their place. Including a member of the Angaran resistance. He was killed on Vold. Wouldn't have happened if he'd been here.
No one told me of this arrangement. Well, we have to do something.
We could pay instead, talk to the Angara, make room back home. It makes sense that we'd be able to offer them Nexus slots rather than one straight out in the middle of the war. I mean, a cultural exchange should be literally a cultural exchange. Some of ours come over to theirs, and then theirs come over to ours.
We could let Angara who give up their slots live on the Nexus. It's safer than Vold.
Exactly what I was thinking. No one should suffer on our behalf. Thank you, Pathfinder. I'll forward your proposal to Director 10 immediately.
That's all for now.
I'm here if you need anything.
Well, it seems we sorted that out. I mean, ideally they want to stay on Aya. It's their home. We're displacing them. I know there's an exchange and it's to do with diplomacy and it's to do with our people getting closer anyway. The integration of switching cultures and allowing immigrants is what gets that done in time. It's not usually instantly, and usually the generations that stick around here to witness the first incoming of people are usually the ones that are the most adversely affected, or I'd say adversely affected. It's more about being unaccepting of change. And then the generations that are born and grow up with that society are the generations that move things forward. So people exchange is always a good thing for experiencing and learning about other cultures. And then just making everyone have a middle ground, equal, all humans, all good. But anyway, that's a discussion for completely different things, as we've done most of our quests here on Aya. Apart from, of course, turn-ins for some food, and one more person about moving out to the Nexus. So we'll get on with that next time, and then maybe head back to the Nexus itself, or we'll just see what's out there for us to discover for more quests. Join me next time for more Mass Effect. Bye-bye.